Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juan. I am just one reader, and believe me, no one resents my making this video more than I do. No one could possibly resent my opinions on this book as much as I do. Today, I am discussing The Hallmarked Man. This is book 8, the newest installment. This is fresh out of the oven, just published. The newest installment, book 8, in the Cormoran Strike series by J.K. Rowling or Robert Galbraith. I personally love J.K. Rowling. I completely adore her. I have no problems with her. Quite the contrary, quite the opposite. I've always enjoyed her writing, of course, from the early Harry Potter books, of course, which made me the reader that I am today, but also I've just really enjoyed her writing, although it can have flaws, just like anyone else's writing can have flaws. But all in all, I just adore her storytelling chops, her character work, her dialogue, the construction of the storylines and the dialogue and everything. And with the Cormoran Strike series specifically, I have had a weird relationship, which I think is very normal to have a weird, ambivalent, sort of mixed feeling relationship with this series. I think many readers, supporters even of this series will agree with me. I consider myself a big lover of the Cormoran Strike books, but look, there's a limit. There is a limit, and I think I've reached my limit with this series. The reason why I'm saying that I've had, probably many readers have had a weird ambivalent relationship with this series is because some of the books are really great. Like book 1 is great, book 5 is good, book 4 is really good, book 2 is okay. Book 7 is a masterpiece. It's the best one. It's fabulous. It's creepy. It's perfectly crafted. But then some of the other books in the series are quite, they are flawed. I'm just gonna say that they are flawed. The books, in general, are overly long, and it certainly feels like there is no one editing this author, and so it just feels like very poorly put together as a series in terms of the editing and the writing. But look, this video is not about the series. This book is about The Hallmarked Man, book 8, which just came out. It's only 900 pages long, so it's one of the shorter ones. And look, there's no way around it. This is a piece of garbage. This is a pile of hot trash. This is the worst book of the year for me. Absolutely, it will be my #1 worst book that I read this year. There's no way in hell that I can read something for the remainder of the remaining months of the year that will top this as the worst book I've read in since, I don't know, it's been a while. I'm just gonna say it as it is. This book is terribly written. I mean, it's terribly written, but it's even worsely edited. There is no editing process. I'm pretty convinced at this point no one is editing these books, or they're doing so in the worst possible way. Please fire that person from their job because they need to be doing something else. I'm not even going to bother explaining the plot of this book. The Cormoran Strike series is a series of detective thrillers with some psychological elements, and there is also a kind of will they, won't they romantic soap opera kind of plot line going throughout an ongoing plot line going throughout the series. But look, the particular mystery at the center of this book is absolutely irrelevant. It's the most convoluted, complex, ridiculous, and boring mystery plot ever written in the story of writing. I was never interested, never. I mean, I was never hooked, never cared. I could not have cared less about the mystery, finding out the truth, the reveal. Everything felt completely uninteresting and so overly complicated and convoluted. Like, what? I know that my dear Joe Rowling can write great mysteries. I think the Harry Potter books are great detective or mystery sort of thrillers at their core. Like the final chapters of Prisoner of Azkaban or the conclusion to Goblet of Fire, like those are chapters that really tell you this woman can write mysteries really well in a great way. But here she's just completely derailed, unhinged and uncontrolled, and the mystery is bonkers. It's so bloated. There are 1,000 different characters involved. You don't care about any single one of them. No one feels like a real distinctive personality. It just feels bloated for the sake of bloated, of giving you more information. So the investigation part of the book, horrible, horrendous. I could not have cared less. The characters, which is really the saving grace of this series at this point, they're horrible. Like I really love Cormoran. But aside from that, the other characters, I mean, Robin is like the emotional core of these books. And here, she is just the worst woman ever. She just became a horrible person. And it feels like a betrayal of the characters, which is something I will not tolerate. Everything went wrong with the character subplot of this book. The pacing was off. Everything was uninteresting, boring, but at the same time confusing. So I could not read this book. This book was unreadable. Like this goes into that kind of tier ranking of unreadable pile of hot trash. No, this book put me in a sort of coma. It put me in that kind of frustrated, irritating state of mind of I just wanna finish the book because I need to read. I need to keep on reading, but I hate myself and I hate everyone around me just because I am filled with hatred. This book was that frustrating. And look, I consider myself a huge Joe Rowling fanatic. I will read everything and anything that she comes up with. I really, 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 really love that woman. But this book deserves to be obliterated from existence and from my memory. So there are no redeeming aspects or qualities that I can find to the book, except some of the character writing, some of the dialogue can be sometimes okay. And look, I finished the book. So for that reason alone, I am giving it 2 stars. But honestly, I feel like I'm gonna regret that rating. I feel like I'm gonna think about it like a couple days and I'm gonna go, no, this book deserves 1 star or maybe no stars at all. It just feels kind of like a corrupt cash grab situation, which, okay. I mean, if a cash grab is at least decent, I'm okay with them. But this was just. There's nothing redeemable about this book. This is the worst book J.K. Rowling has ever written. Of course, it's the worst book in the series. It is the worst book and the most infuriatingly disappointing letdown that I've had in years. And man, do not read this book. Like I would actually say, if you are a supporter, a reader, an ongoing reader of the Cormoran Strike books, just skip this altogether and watch the HBO adaptation they will probably make in a few years or something.